with us a special guest this morning, Rhee, the Explorers Life and Learning Hub. Y'all, this is Rhee. This is Rhee. I hear my theme music playing in the background. If you give me just a tiny sec, I'm going to pause that for us. So that should help a lot, right? So y'all, I'm just super excited. I am super excited. Welcome to my kitchen, Rhee. And for those that don't know, friends and supporters of Rhee, subscribers of Rhee, y'all, my name is KendyK, and this is KendyK all day. The reason why this is kind of my primary spot for recording content for YouTube, because when I think about who and what I am, and I think about what areas of my home am I going to utilize, I feel most at home in the kitchen. And when I bring a sister friend like Rhee the Explorer to my kitchen table, that means that you are, in fact, one of my sister friends, even in this YouTube space, because this is where we can just be us, right? No pretense. You and I both work professionally, and we're going to talk a little bit more about your profession and how you move and groove in Switzerland. But we're also going to do that just as sister friends on YouTube today. How about that? Is that okay, Rhee?
Yes, yes, that's really, really great. And I like the description, a sister friend on YouTube. I'm so glad we met. KendyK, excuse me because sometimes I mispronounce your name. Um,
You
thank you
are
so much.
doing great, Rhee. It's Candy K, and I love how
Yes,
you say it. It actually
yeah,
sounds beautiful
it's
when
Candy.
you say my name. So whatever you're
It's
doing, keep doing it, Rhee.
it's KendyK all day. It's
All
really
day, all
it's
day.
it's so
Let's
beautiful.
say it. I see in the chat, I see some of our friends, and y'all, full disclaimer here. Rhee and I both are new content creators, and Rhee just logged in for the very first time to StreamYard. And y'all, this is only my third time using StreamYard. So grace, please, for Rhee and for myself. And y'all, that's just a reminder. Let's give everyone that we encounter a little bit more grace. I wonder what our world would be like if we just extended more grace and more courtesies to all that we encounter. Right? Let's say good morning to some of our friends. Rhee, are you able to see some of your subscribers? And I'm positive we have some similar subscribers, but I'll let you share, and then I'll share some of my subscribers that I see. Y'all, so go ahead, drop in the chat, let us know that you're watching. And Rhee, go ahead, I'll let you start.
Oh, thank you so much, KendyK. First of all, before I give a shout out to my supporters, I would like to say that I am so happy to have connected with you on this YouTube streams. It's one of the best things that has happened. I listened a little bit into your interview with Queen's Alchemy, and she's another beautiful sister. Um, and I got to know that we have some similarities, and I won't go into that, but I was so happy to know that there are certain aspects of our lives that really resonate, and probably that's the reason somewhere in the universe this connection was prepared, and here we are today. I'm so glad, and for today's your day, Candy K all day. But I would like to give a shout out to Okis Eden, one of my supporters who is in the house. Hello, Okis. You're very welcome. There's MZ Jazzy in the house, and I would just like to let you know that this is Candy K's day, Candy KendyK's interview. I feel happy to have been invited into her space, and check her out. Check her out. I think you know her already, I guess. And if not, please check her out. So I'm just here to flow with you in your kitchen. I
Yeah.
actually my favorite space in my flat is the kitchen. I
Hmm.
have plenty of videos where I have done in my kitchen because that's really my space. So that's one of the similarities we share.
Yeah, because we've got to eat to live, and Rhee, I'm sure you know this, and to my subscribers, if you know me at all, you know that I'm on a health journey. Because we're not getting any younger. So I am working with a registered dietitian and trying to just live a healthier lifestyle. It's time. It's time for me to get serious about my health. So I spend a lot of time in the kitchen because we've got to eat, friends. We've got to fuel the body. But I'm just being more cognizant of making healthier choices, and it's working because I'm feeling better, Rhee. I'm feeling better, and I'm focusing on high protein, lowering the carbs, and giving myself, so not no carbs but lower carbs, and also the importance of having a high fiber diet, maintaining a high fiber diet as well. So let's start there. And so again, you're my friend in my head. You're my sister friend in my head. And so I want to know what how did you get to Switzerland, Rhee?
Yes, 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 yes. KendyK, I would like to echo a little bit about what you just said. I can see, and it's obvious in your face that you're really into a healthy lifestyle. Really, what you put in shows on your face, on your skin. You're glowing. You look great. I'm so happy to give you this feedback. And now I'm also kind of into this healthy lifestyle. A day doesn't go by without really incorporating some fiber, some protein, and a lot of veggies and fruits in my diet, and plenty of water because I always say, yeah, uh, the body is a body. It's not like it has a spare part that you can fix it so easily. And so, coming back to your question, I was born in Kenya, raised and did everything in Kenya, and only in my adult life I moved to Switzerland, here where I am. Um, so I came to Switzerland in 2015, so in 2015, quite a while ago. Yeah. Um, so I first came to Switzerland to study in 2013. I did some course for a year and a half or 2 years, a 2 year course, and then I came back in 2015 really to stay and try to get into the job market. Yeah, before that, so before 2015, I did all my life in Africa. So in Kenya, but I traveled all around Africa because I worked for an international medical organization that enabled me go to almost every part of Africa. So I was all over Africa for a long time before I moved to Switzerland in two, 2015.
Thank you for that. And so I'm already learning so much about Rhee the Explorer, because in my mind, I didn't know that you have actually been connected to Switzerland since 2015. Wow. So you're kind of calling Switzerland your home.
Yeah, 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 yes. I call it home. Actually, what is home? We can come into that later because I have my own definition of home. But that's again a provocative statement. I think I'll come back to that later.
Okay,
But that's
I'm
me.
gonna make a note of that. That to be sure, uh, so we can hear a little bit about Rhee at
Yeah.
home and what Rhee thinks when she thinks about home.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
Rhee.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of fanning out Rhee because I'm just glad that we're able to connect and
Yeah.
you know with the different time zones and literally you are literally halfway across the world from the U.S. But thanks to the novels of technology. Um, we are able to connect face to face and also bring in our communities as well. Good morning, Miss Jazzy. Miss Jazzy says, "Good morning, Rhee. Good morning, KendyK. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button
Yes.
and consider subscribing to me, to your girl, KendyK, all day. And I am going to drop the link so that you can subscribe to Rhee. If you're not a subscriber to Rhee, I certainly invite my subscribers and viewers to subscribe to one or both of us. Go ahead and get yourself connected. I assure you, I highly recommend you subscribe to Rhee the Explorer's Life and Learning Hub. I am so enjoying this. I'm just super excited. So y'all excuse me. I'm fanning out a little bit. As you can see, it's hard for me to type and smile, but I want to make sure I drop Rhee's subscriber link. So it should be, you should now be able to see it in the chat. Y'all let me know if you can now see it, and I hope it's a hyperlink that you can click on from the chat. Does anybody see that? Give me just a moment. If I have any blue jackets, if I have any mods, would you drop a link for Rhee the Explorer and also drop my link? Um, that would be great. But anyway, we do have folks listening and watching. I can see that. I can see our viewership is growing. Y'all drop in the chat, tell us good morning. We're going to be stopping and chatting with you all. And I'll keep reminding myself to put some of your comments up. Thank you all for dropping in the chat. Thank you all for joining us for a little bit of coffee and conversation. And I keep saying morning because I'm in the US and it is morning for KendyK, but Rhee is finishing her day. Rhee, finishing your day from what? What, give us a little idea what your day was like today, because it's about 4:30 p.m. where you are today on Friday in Switzerland. What, give us an idea. What's a day in the life like for Rhee?
Yeah. So if I can just start from today, today's day, I'm laughing because I had a really short night. I have some care responsibilities, and I had a rough night because I needed to care for somebody who wasn't well last night, so I slept really little. But then I had a meeting, so I do some studies. Maybe I will talk a little bit about that more later. So I'm doing studies. For those of you who already know, I'm doing a PhD in Switzerland, and so this is an exam period. So we have a series of examinations going on, and I needed to prepare an exam, a group examination. So we are doing an exam in a group, and I had a group discussion today to discuss like all that we needed to do and we should do what part of the exam. And then this particular meeting was starting at 9. I woke up with a some kind of swollen face, like my eyes hardly able to open up because of lack of sleep. And I put some cold water and rubbed my face with some ice cubes from the fridge, and I do wash my face with some coffee. It's just some strategies like to depuff my face in the morning whenever I have those days when I don't sleep. Then I managed really to make my face glow a little bit before I got into the meeting at 9. and we had a discussion with my colleagues, so colleagues in the course, for up to about 12, and we managed to go through all the tasks. I was happy I did that. So my first half of the day was really doing discussions, group discussions in preparation for the exams next week. And then in the afternoon, of course, I was running. I love my breakfast, and since I didn't have a chance to have my breakfast in the morning, I had it at 1. I
Let's
usually
see,
must
Rhee.
have my breakfast.
Rhee, we're kindred spirits. I often I actually work from home professionally, and Rhee, I look up and I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
God, I have completely missed breakfast eating and I'm about to miss lunch,
yeah,
right? And I'm like, okay, I've got to stop. I've got to get some protein in me and so that I
yeah.
can make it through the day. But Rhee, dear, if this is what you look like tired, wow, wow, right, right. I see friends dropping in the chat. Miss Jazzy, good morning. Fabi and the family, good morning. Anthony Holmes, 71, good morning. Anthony, thank you. Anthony shared his story with Queen's Alchemy last night. And so if you're not connected to Queen's Alchemy, I 10 out of 10 highly recommend Queen Alchemy's channel. And she does, I think she calls it collab and grow. I had an interview with Queen's Alchemy last Monday, I believe it was. And wow, great experience, great way to connect yourself and learn about so many other content creators and just getting a feel for the vibe of other people's, learning more about them a little bit behind the scenes. And so Anthony did a great interview with Queen's Alchemy yesterday. So catch that interview on the replay if you weren't able to catch it live. But I was able to connect with so many other content creators yesterday. So not only did I learn more about Anthony, so if you hear KendyK's theme song that was playing as this live started this morning, Anthony Holmes 71 is in our chat this morning. He is moderating, helping to support us with moderations when needed. And y'all check out his channel and you'll be able to contact him. And if you're interested in a theme song or anything else for his channel, and Anthony's got some cool vibes going on his channel, some of the coolest content videos that I have seen. And I mean that. I mean that. Fabi and the family is with us. Fabi has two adorable daughters that she's raising with her husband. And check out Fabi and the family, y'all. That's what I love about YouTube, don't you, Rhee? Just being able to connect with new folks, learning how people live their life. How do they make it work? This thing called life.
Oh my gosh. I think YouTube is one of the best things that I got to do lately, because I must say I don't have so many friends, physical friends, but on YouTube I have created friendship, like really strong friendships, that even though we can see one another only virtually, it feels so real. It feels so, the connection is just so strong. And I feel so at home in the community, in my community on YouTube. It's great. Actually, it's one of the greatest things. And I have to really be honest that since I came on YouTube at the beginning, it wasn't so easy. At some point, I got to find like my people, if I'm
Yes,
allowed
your
to say
village.
that.
We
And
have to find our village. I call it finding my
yes,
village, Rhee.
yes, actually, the village has literally, completely like cleared the stress out of my mind. Like I feel really every day. I feel I wake up looking forward meeting my people. Before I go to bed, I must ensure that I have connected with some village members. The first thing in the morning I'm doing at the moment is that all the time I have my headphones or earphones stuck in my ears, my phone in a pouch hanging on me, because I want to connect with my village, because they mean a lot to me, to an extent that I am less stressed because of this. And so I'm so grateful that I started a YouTube channel and that I met my people, my village on YouTube. And so, KendyK, if I can just go back a little bit
Yeah.
about what you asked me, like how my day is like. So usually today was a very special day that I had to really run through it like that, so fast, like this. So my afternoon has been quite relaxed because today is a Friday and I'm looking forward to the weekend, so I don't have that much pressure to complete everything that is not really urgent. And so today being a Friday, it's so much better than my usual day. So my typical day is really really crazy, I must say. I had to like find a ritual that helps me structure it. Otherwise, I tell you, I don't know. I just realized that really at my age, so age comes with some kind of responsibility. I have responsibilities. I have people that depend on me, and
Yes.
so I just realized that doing such a study like a PhD, having a job and having other responsibilities and having YouTube, YouTube is also like a job. You have to work for it, otherwise it doesn't succeed. And so it's so many things I have taken on, and and sometimes it gets a little bit tricky to structure everything into the day without really ending my day with a lot of stress. And so I just have some little go to meditative prayer in the morning that I listen to while preparing myself. Um, and this has, I think it has everything that I need to remind me to be calm and to try to achieve as much as I can. And if I can't achieve what I planned, that's how it is. And so, like some kind of meditation early in the morning, that has specific words to help me guide me through the day, is all that I do to help me navigate the day. Otherwise, I will be completely up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I'm just noticing that I forgot to put our names on the screen. Y'all, this is only my third time using. So I'm KendyK all day. And our guest is,
Rhee, the Explorer Life and Learning Hub.
yeah,
You're
and there
very
is so much.
welcome.
I'm sorry, Rhee, go ahead.
No worries. Go ahead, KendyK.
Yeah, so I'm also reminding myself basically that when we're talking, because it sounds like we're right here in KendyK's kitchen together, but we are across the world from each other. Rhee currently lives, works, and studies. I heard PhD and studies in Switzerland, right? And right now, I'm in the United States in Tennessee, but I work out of the West Coast. And so I'm back and forth. I travel a lot for work purposes. So, yeah. So we have to, there, what I'm saying is there's a bit of a delay at times. And so as we're talking to each other, I need to pause after you talk and just make sure that it's going through clearly so it doesn't sound like we're talking over each other. Um, y'all, thank y'all. The chat is blowing up. Miss Jazzy says a message to you, Rhee. You mean a lot to us too. Y'all, let's take this moment. Let's give Rhee some hearts. Rhee, Rhee the Explorer, what is your favorite color?
Oh my God, orange.
Oh, I do you know I just discovered orange as a color, and there are certain colors that like connect with your skin tone. And for me, my that's why my favorite colors are red, and I call yellow my signature color. But I recently discovered, oh my goodness, that burnt orange color is amazing. So y'all drop some orange in the chat for Rhee. Let's drop Rhee some hearts, whichever it's easier for you to do. Some red hearts, but let's show Rhee, the explorer, that she is our sister friend. And let's give Rhee some orange hearts because Rhee said this is in her studies, this is a time before final exams. And wow, Rhee, that's a lot. That's a lot. So Rhee, look at all of those hearts going out to Rhee in the chat. Rhee, are you feeling all warm and fuzzy? Look at all that love. You are our sister friend, Rhee. You are
My God.
our sister friend. Yes. Yes. Look at all of those hearts. Welcome in, T Maya's family. Welcome in, Essie. Y'all welcome. Thank y'all for joining us. Miss Jazzy's still with us. Fabby and the family is still with us. I'm going to be more cognizant about scrolling up. Tidy Twins mom has checked in with us this morning, making sure that I don't miss anybody. And if I have missed you, go ahead and drop something new into the chat so that you'll be at the top of my chat and the bottom of the chat. Okies Eden has checked in with us this morning. If I have any mods, would you drop Rhee's link again? And if you can, drop my link as well, because if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to your girl. This is KendyK all day. Y'all, I am going to see if we can go to our wheel right now. I had it set up. I hope I didn't lose it, what I was trying to do. Okay, y'all, I think I have the wheel set up. Y'all, this is new. This is only my third time. So thank you for sharing a lot of grace with us as we try some new things out, trying to do some things. I saw this. I've used this wheel before. I used it during my 500 subscriber party, and y'all, uh, back in November, I used it during my 100 subscriber party where I did Christmas in November. Every week, I gave things away to my subscribers, blessing boxes, I called them. And I was familiar with the wheel, but I saw a different way, a new and different way. Queen Alchemy has used this wheel before, as she has collabed with other YouTube content creators. And so I liked it. And so thank you, Queen's Alchemy. And y'all, we're going to talk a little bit about content creation because I'm a new YouTube content creator, and so is Rhee the Explorer. And so we want to talk about that too. So let's add that to this wheel. How about that?
That's a great
I'm
idea.
going to spin the wheel. Go ahead, Rhee.
I just meant to say it's a great idea to talk about our YouTube journeys as new content creators.
Yeah, and I see
Mhm.
we do have some content creators in the live, and content creators, I apologize. I have yet to set up AQN, and I don't ever think about it. AQN is not set up right now. So if you are a YouTube content creator, drop that in the chat so that folks can connect with you. Our wheel is saying well, mindfulness moment. And so I have a couple of things for our mindfulness moment. And here's something for all of us to think about. And y'all, this one was on my tea bag. It was on my tea bag. I drink yogi tea. And it says, breathe in peace and breathe out blessings to all. Breathe in peace and breathe out blessings to all. Wow, that's something to think about. I think I might put that, tape that to the top of my laptop screen when I get in some of those stressful work meetings with some folks who you can tell they don't have a lot of peace in their life. And I'm all about peace. I'm all about peace at this stage in my life. So, yeah, just wanted to add the little spin the wheel to it. Do you want to spin the wheel again? Do you have anything? Um, what do you do when you're stressed? Because stress is, I think we're adults, so stress is a normal part of life. But Rhee, what do you do when you might be feeling stressed?
Yeah, it's a very good question, and I like that so much. What you just read from your tea yogi tea bag. So there are many moments of stress in my life, and I guess in everyone's life. Um, and that's just part of being human. So uh, especially at this moment, it's really a moment of stress. Not only professionally but also personally for me.
Hmm.
Um, there's one thing, you know. I think for every season that comes, there's usually a preparation. This is just my own way of thinking about that, because a while ago, like 3 years back, I
Hmm.
read a lot of books about, just being about mindfulness and spirituality and all this kind of thing. And I ended up to get lessons from here and there. I kind of like so much a phrase. I think it's spoken about so much by somebody called Eckhart Tolle. He's a spiritual leader of some kind, and it's like, it's just a simple statement. These two shall pass. And I made these words as a tattoo on my on my thigh, almost and near my knee. A place where I can always see, like, these two shall pass. So, and this was like 3 4 years back when I read all these things, and took out some phrases which I wrote down or I tattooed on me, that should help me in moments of stress. And so this, just these few words, these two shall pass, they really see me through stressful moments. Of course, it's not a quick fix. Like, I think about these words and I say these words and the stress is gone. But it's a process. These words remind me that, yes, you are stressed now, but it's just a moment, and it's actually the right moment that you're stressed, and this will pass. Nothing is permanent, and just that helps me a lot. I also have certain things I do. As I mentioned before, I start my day with some kind of meditation. I don't really focus on it. I let it running in the background. I listen to it while preparing myself for the morning before I have breakfast. So this kind of ritual, like meditative rituals, like, think about who I am. Think about who I am. I think about the stressful moment, like what it is and what's my role in that. What's my role in that stress? Um, and by trying to think about it, I try not to make myself a victim or victimize somebody, or think that somebody or a certain situation has caused me this stressful moment. I rather go inside myself by examining, like, what is it, and What does it mean? What lesson does it try to teach me? What should I learn? And if I don't connect this stress to any positive outcome immediately or in the future, I do some kind of prayer. I ask God, like,
Yeah.
to teach me the lesson in this cross, teach me
Mhm.
the lesson contained in this cross, the cross being the stressful moment. And so I handle stress by really interrogating the stressful situation itself and trying to go inside myself to get to know, like, what should I do? What's my role? What did I do to get here? And what can I actually do to get out of the situation? Sometimes I do get out of the situation, sometimes not. It takes a little longer, but I somehow, I have never stagnated because of a stressful situation. I somehow get through. And so I always know, however stressful a situation is, I will get through somehow. And that that makes me really laugh about situations. And lately I am really trying to get opportunities out of every stressful situation. I try to find out, like, what opportunity lies here. um in the past 2 years continuous, I have had really, really stressful times in my private life. And each day I have woken up reflecting about what's my role in that situation? How can I improve my situation? How can I get out of this stress? And what can I make out of it? And I have come up with things I would never have come up with without the stress that I have had in the past 2 years running. One of
Mhm.
them being starting a YouTube channel, another one thinking about investing. That's a whole topic on its own, but thinking about how can I really improve my life. How can I live a better life than I am living at this moment? Um, there are also practical things that I do whenever I can, whenever I find time. Like I love going to the mountains. In Switzerland, it's really beautiful, and I love mountains. It's like every Swiss person is a mountain person, and I kind of got into this groove that I really love hiking. I can get up and hike to a mountain, and really like going hiking up the peak. It takes me like 4 to 5 hours, sometimes 6 hours to get there, but I do get there. And of course, coming down then it's easier. So I do that kind of thing whenever I really want to work on stress, but that doesn't happen every time because I lack the time to do that. Um, I love jogging, and each moment I manage to get myself out of the stress and do even just 20 minutes of jogging. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. It's while jogging that I get to get creative. I get to like find solutions. And so these are some practical situations, practical things that I use to manage stress. But I can't say that I am a master of managing my stressful moments. There are times when I stay in bed like the whole day without really knowing how to get out of it because of
Mhm.
this situation. So yeah, I always try and aspire to do something to get out of it, but sometimes it's just not possible because I'm just human.
We Yes, yes, I do know. And sister friend, Rhee the Explorer, yes, I do know. And when you said hiking, that really resonated with me because right now I'm in Tennessee, but y'all, I there are times when I have to be in person for work, and I'm getting ready to go back to the West Coast and to the great state of Washington, because I have to be there in person to work. And that's one thing about the Pacific Northwest. So I'm talking about, if you think about those who, and we've got friends, we literally, y'all, in this chat this morning, I'm super excited. We've got friends who are connecting from around the world. Rhee, our good sister friend Rhee the Explorer, is connecting from Switzerland. I'm in the US, but when you think about California on the West Coast, above the states above California are Oregon, and then north of Oregon is Washington. So Washington is my home state, and but I love hiking. Yes, KendyK is trying to become more of a hiker because wow, it's a full body workout. It's a full body workout. So I am going to make it my business, even though I have a hectic schedule. It's just in this moment, because life, as the young folks say, life be lifing sometimes, right, Rhee? And so, just like you, sometimes you just you said something. You said, just keep telling yourself, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. And you also, I heard you say that I pray. And Rhee, I do too. I wake up early in the morning, somewhere between 5 and 5:30 is my typical wake up time. And I'm intentional to just lay in the bed, and that's also my time. I have a adjustable bed, so I let my bed up, the head of my bed, and grab my Bible, and I'm talking about my paper Bible, where I have my highlights and my notes. And y'all, that Bible has been with me through a lot. And I know that God's word, I try to get a fresh word for the day from the Lord. And I also use the Bible app to kind of help me make my way through the Bible. But there's something about me being able to turn the pages of my Bible that I've had before we had Bible apps on the phone. And so that's my prayer time. That's one of my prayer times. But thank God that our God is here whenever we need to activate um, his healing and his calming spirits for us. We can activate them at any moment through our prayers. Um, wow, the chat is going nuts, Rhee. Y'all, the chat is going nuts. I see lots of orange hearts in the chat. For Rhee the Explorer, our special guest this morning is Rhee the Explorer, friends. Rhee the Explorer's Life and Learning Hub. And I now know a little bit more about what you mean by your life and learning hub. Rhee, I can see that you are clearly passionate about serving others with your chosen profession. And do you want to go back to well, first of all, this is what I was thinking about too. Y'all, drop in the chat and share with us. I call this segment Coffee and Conversations. And I've got my coffee, and KendyK drinks her coffee with a straw and a little cream. And KendyK also has some water with lemon and cucumber slices. Rhee, are you sipping on anything as we have this conversation this morning?
Yes. I am actually sipping on water with this is water mixed with some a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Um, yes, Candy K.
Teach us
Uh,
why. Why the apple cider vinegar? Because I've heard of that, but shit,
yeah,
we need some learning on that, Rhee.
yeah. Do you know that when so let me first have a sip. You know that most of us, including I used to think that apple cider vinegar is actually acidic, but it's actually alkalinic when it gets into the tummy. And so I put it into my water, just to have that alkaline environment in my gut, in my blood. And I take that's half a liter, and I take at least five of those during the day. And so you can imagine how much apple cider vinegar is actually in my system. And
Mm-hmm.
it just makes me feel really, really great. Um, and now I prefer apple cider vinegar because it really, I have a good feeling. I never get bloated. I never get like halitosis, some kind of
Yeah.
smell, when you stay for a long time without eating. There is some kind of smell that comes from your breath, and I don't have that with apple cider vinegar. But I do sometimes add into my water, just in the same bottle. It's as you can see, it's glass, and
Yeah.
so it's easier to add stuff, corrosive stuff like ginger and uh, actually lemon is also not acidic. It's alkalinic when it gets into the body. So I add such kind of stuff into my water sometimes. So lemon, cucumber, and ginger, especially during the cold season, virus season. I do have that in my water, or sometimes just watermelon, pieces of watermelon. Um, and then I get to sip on that water the whole throughout the day. It's really like everybody knows, it's just one simple aspect we can do to our bodies, our health. Like if if I can't eat well, let me just drink like good water, good quality water. And I really prefer using a glass bottle, because even if a plastic bottle is BPA free, you never know. Some elements like ginger are quite corrosive, and you never know what you put into your body at the end of the day, or you never know the kind of reaction plastic has with your water or the contents of your water. And so I just prefer glass if you can. But of course, I don't say everybody has choice, and I like to let people exercise choice, and so
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's upon the people. In the morning I do take some coffee. I am from Kenya, and we have some of the best coffees in the world. But unfortunately, as a Kenyan, I drink more tea than coffee, and I'm just happy with that. Sometimes I do a lot of uh, decaffeinated coffees, but I also just like a cup of coffee once in a while. Coffee is not something that I get up looking after, looking up for. I kind of take teas, like herbal teas. Like the first thing in the morning, if it's not water with apple cider vinegar, I'm taking a herbal tea without any additives. And a coffee maybe sometimes in the day, but mainly water. Oh, gal, I do love juicing, but I think for me, juicing is seasonal. There are just some seasons where I just feel like my body asks for plenty of juice, and
Yeah.
then I do some kind of juicing. I can do like a whole week of juicing and eating nothing other than just juice.
Oh.
Assorted juices, yeah, like sweet juices in the morning, and in the midday and evening I do green juices, and I have this massive juicer at home. I will do that once, with you guys, with you. I will
Hmm.
show you how I do that. I'm so passionate about that and about health, and so those are the kind of things I drink. But I do enjoy a glass of wine and champagne sometimes. So
I like to hear that too, Ree. There's wow, Ree. Now the apple cider vinegar, you're literally blowing up the chat, Ree the Explorer, because
really?
I think most of us knew that there were positive benefits of including some apple cider vinegar into our diet. But Rhee, I had honestly never thought about adding it to my water. And so I'll do that because I typically, my preference in when buying vinegar for cooking and whatnot is apple cider vinegar. And so I do have apple cider vinegar. I do have cucumbers in the fridge this week as fresh vegetables. And so I would, because in my mind, I'm going to slice those cucumbers up and make some cucumber salad with apple cider vinegar. But Rhee has given me Rhee. And Rhee, I mean, look at you, Rhee, y'all. Rhee is glowing. So it is obviously it's good. Rhee says it's good for our gut health and your glow up is amazing, Rhee. Your glow up is amazing. So wow, wow. Um, if I do have any mods in the chat, would you please drop Rhee's link and drop my subscriber link as well? Y'all, this is what a great conversation, Rhee and chat. I want you to join this conversation. Y'all drop in the chat. What are you sipping on? I've got coffee, and y'all, I this is probably, to be honest, today's Friday, so I've had 3 cups of coffee this week, and I was drinking at one time 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day.
Wow.
And so I had to get really honest with myself that that's not good. And if it was just straight black coffee, the dietitian that I'm working with on the road to better health said, if it was just straight black coffee, that's better. But it's because I put all of the sweet Italian sweet cream in it. And that's why I need it. So normally I'm down to 1 cup, but this has been a stressful week for me as well. Just being transparent, Rhee. It's I've had some stresses too this week in life, and so I have had this is my 3rd cup for the week, and I start my week over on coffee consumption on Sundays. So yeah. So thank you for sharing that. Ways to infuse more apple cider vinegar into our diets. Um, I'm gonna, if I can, I think I know how to do it now. I'm gonna throw some of what you're drinking. Reva reveals it says she's drinking watermelon
Oh,
Celsius. That watermelon flavor sounds good. I've had the Celsius before, but I don't know that I've had the watermelon, so I'll look for it. Essie is drinking. It says she's a tea girl. What are y'all sipping on? Drop that into the chat. Essie also says, not so much on the coffee, but the tea. Yeah, y'all. That's what I've started using instead of coffee is drinking more hot tea. I definitely like hot tea, and I am not a iced coffee girl at all. I like coffee and am enjoying. I'm on a new tea journey now, so I'm all about looking for new teas and decaffeinated teas, especially, and I like them hot. And I also know what I noticed, y'all, too, is that when I drink tea, it keeps me from snacking. It satisfies me and keeps me from just mindlessly snacking on stuff that I don't need anyway. Y'all, thank y'all for dropping in the chat. What are you sipping on? I want to make sure I get some of these drinks. The chat is blowing up with me. I hope you're seeing all of your orange hearts. They look orange to me, or are
yeah.
they red? But yeah, they're on there. They're on there, and they're all for you. Rhee is our sister friend in Switzerland. Rhee, I'm going to go back to the wheel and let's see what we can get. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Let's spin the wheel, Rhee. I call this one Crown, Rhee, because as women of color, our hair is our crown. Rhee, as a woman of color in Switzerland, how do you take care of your hair? Are there other women of color who can support you? Can you go into the market, into the shopping center, and get the things you need for your hair? And if you're like KendyK sometimes need a jet black rinse. Don't tell anybody.
Um, KendyK, thank you so much for this interesting question. I find it so interesting because, yes, it is indeed our crown. I like that definition of our hairs because I often get a lot of questions about my hair. And very often I get people wanting to touch my hair. Like, is that really hair? Is that hair?
Do
You
you
know,
let them read? I'm sorry to do you let them touch your hair?
I do let some people touch because some people who who say that are actually very close people to me. Somebody could be sitting next to me and really asking, and it's a friend, may I please touch? Is that real hair? Can I touch? Can I feel how it feels? And you know what? I've got no problem because I always think if anybody has a problem with me, it's not me. It's their problem.
It's
I
them.
don't have a problem. Yeah. And
Mhm.
so just touching my hair, I don't find an issue in that. If somebody would touch my hair without asking me, I would find an issue with that. But these are people who really get close to me and ask if they could touch, and I don't mind because I love it. I love it. Why not? Let them touch, let them see. And one strange question I received from somebody ever was like, "Oh, you are a cleaning freak. How do you maintain such a hairstyle?" And I asked, "What do you mean? Such a hairstyle is not for cleaning freaks?" And they said, "But that hair can't be washed." And I'm like, come on, that hair can be washed. We just choose not to wash them." Um, and then so there are women of color in Switzerland. Actually, there are not many. You know, Switzerland is a small country, but it has three main language regions. So there is a French language region, a German language region, and Italian language region. There is also another smaller region. It's called Romansh, but that's really like negligible. So these three main regions are what Switzerland is made of, and depending on where you live, there could be more or almost no women of color. So
Oh.
I live in the German part of Switzerland, and there are very, very few women of color in this part of German
Mhm.
speaking part. But in the French speaking part, there are much more women of color. Um, and so I live where I live, there aren't many women of color, but there happens to be actually a lady who is actually from Kenya, and she
Oh,
from my
good.
country. She has my type of hair, dreadlocks, and she has a salon, a hair salon. There's also a lady from Nigeria who also has a hair salon. The problem is that with this kind of hair, you either know how to do it, how to fix it, or you don't know. So my these friends of mine, or these ladies, these women of color who do hairs, they seem to know only about one technique, and that's just you know what I mean. I will just demonstrate here. It's like you put in some gel and you roll them, like you roll them,
Mhm.
but that doesn't really allow you to wash. And
Right.
so yeah, and so they roll it using gel, and you have them to stay like that for like 3 months if you want to have your hair fixed. So I don't really do that. I don't let them do that to me because I do some sport and I want to wash my hair at least once in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
I yeah, I don't wash my hair so frequently. I have to say one thing is that this kind of hair is good at concealing everything, and so I don't have to wash it every day. And washing it every day is just a waste of water, and it's not environmentally friendly. And I just make sure that my hair doesn't smell. I don't. It doesn't itch. My scalp doesn't itch. My scalp isn't dry, and so I have a concoction of stuff I spray in my hair. If it smells a little bit, I spray some perfume on my hair, just to have a nice scent on my head. But I basically do it myself. I do my hair myself, and if I want it really well fixed, I do it back home when I go back to Kenya, because um, I'm blessed with the people who really know how to handle this kind of hair. They can fix it in a way that I can wash it almost like every 2 days or every other day without my hair like, yeah, you know what I mean.
Mhm. I
So they
do.
can fix it in a way that I can maintain a neat hairstyle for like 3 4 months. So I
Yeah.
prefer keeping my head until I go to Kenya, and then fix it nicely, and then it lasts for like 6 months. And when I'm here, I just do the washing, and I apply some moisturizers and all that, and I just make sure that the scalp is not dry, the hair itself is not dry. I spray some tea. Hmm. I do DIY stuff
Yeah.
concoction which I use on my hair, because it's very difficult to find anything related to my hair in Switzerland. Of course, because of uh, a lack of enough women of color. So there's no interest. My fellow countrymen and women have no interest in stocking stuff for women of color, who are almost non-existent. So I don't easily get services for my hair here. And then I had to learn how to fix it myself. And I'm pretty happy with keeping dreadlocks, because you don't really need a lot to maintain them neatly. Um, and I don't also have to look so neat, because it's my style to be a mix of a little bit of elegance and tomboyish style. So it's my style not to look completely neat. I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. Another thing, actually, why I don't fix my hair here in those salons owned by my fellow women of color, is that fixing this hair once, just like putting some gel, washing it, and putting some gel and rolling it, I would
Mhm.
spend something like 600 to 800 Swiss francs.
Mhm.
And one, let's say, that's slightly more than 1,000 um, US dollars. In Kenya shillings, I cannot even tell, because I could buy a whole space to build a small
Yeah.
house or something.
Yeah.
So I am not gonna waste money in that way. And so it's really damn expensive to fix hair here.
Mhm.
Um, this kind of hair, or hair related to women of color, just because there are no women of color that are really suited to fix this kind of hair. So, and I can't say that I suffer or I struggle. I just do it myself.
Yeah.
There's no service. I do it myself.
Yeah.
So that's how I do it.
So, Rhee, can I tell you, there were so many things that resonated with me. Again,
Yeah.
when I say the West Coast, I'm not talking about California. I'm talking about the states of Oregon and Washington is where I live and work. And finding folks who can do my 4C tightly coiled hair, my natural hair, is extremely difficult. Just to get in with a braider who that's why I'm in Tennessee now. I need to get my hair braided because I've got to go to the West Coast now, to Oregon and Washington for work purposes, and here pretty quick. And just making sure that, because I'm going to be working so hard, I don't want to have to worry about my hair. So I went and got, um, they were supposed to be Senegalese twists, but they are box braids. So it wasn't the hair experience that I wanted, but my hair is done. It's been washed and it's been cared for, and now I can maintain it myself. And so, like you, I when I'm in Oregon and Washington, I have to maintain my hair myself. But I want to bring up something, and I believe that was Fabi and the family. And Fabi has two beautiful daughters, and that she is raising with her husband. And that's the family part of Fabi and the family. And Fabi says, I don't let anyone touch her crown, her hair, or her children's hair. And I'm with Fabi in that respect, because y'all, I'm not telling you about what I've heard. I'm telling you that as a Black woman who has lived in Oregon and now lives in Washington, in 2021, when I moved to that area, it was shocking to me that people thought they had permission to touch my body, and especially my crown. So when I say my hair is my crown and I am a queen, in my mind at least, you will not. Y'all, I have been in that Costco, and the number of women who are not women of color who have tried to touch my hair, you will not. There are boundaries, and I do not allow people. Those are boundaries. And so I like to hear your perspective, because Rhee, the explorer, Rhee, you are our sister friend in Switzerland. But I draw a clear line. You will not touch my crown, and you will not. You will not touch my crown. And so I'm like Fabi and the family in that respect. Y'all drop in that chat. Let us know how you feel about that. Rhee says, folks have not seen it. Yeah, and it's y'all, I'm telling you right now, I'm talking about 2021. I moved to the Pacific Northwest at the end of 2020, at just as the world was starting to open back up following the pandemic. Um, y'all, you would not believe the number of people in Oregon and Washington who have never seen a Black woman in my hue. Like, they have seen women of color, Black women, but they are really, 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 really fair skinned. So to see a Black woman in my chocolate kissed self skin, yeah. And all I want to do is go on to Costco, get me some fresh fruits and vegetables, grab some meat, and get out of there. And y'all, that is really one of the primary reasons to this day why I don't go into the store. And that's why I hang out a lot as much as I can and work from Tennessee, to be honest, to just be completely transparent, because some of the traumas that I have experienced just trying to live my best life, because I don't want to just live my life. I know that as a child of God, God wants me to thrive. And so um, I work on the West Coast, and but I want to be amongst my people and my family. My family is in Tennessee, And so I try to spend a lot more time here and work remotely. And so, um, yeah, yeah, my hair is my crown, and do not touch me, and do not touch my hair. That's how I am. How do you feel about that? I'm seeing so many comments, y'all. This is what a great conversation, y'all. Rhee, it is Rhee's The Explorer's Life and Learning Hub. And I mean, Rhee, you are teaching us some things. I love this discussion. I love hearing differing perspectives. Um, Elevated Mindset says that he is supporting from the bushes, and I feel that from you, Elevated. Elevated is one of my subscribers and probably one of your subscribers too. And if you're not a subscriber to Read the Explorer's Life and Learning Hub, please subscribe to Read today. If I have any mods in the chat, would you please drop Reed's subscriber link and drop mine as well? And I'll go in and try to do the same. Y'all, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing to your girl. This is KendyK all day, all day. Um, Eileen has joined our chat. Welcome, Eileen. Eileen has joined our chat this morning. Fabian, the family is here with us. I hope I'm not missing a lot of the friends. I'm trying to go back. Miss TikTok Girl has joined us this morning. Reva Reveals, Anthony Holmes. I'm just trying to scroll down. Essie, Essie, you've been with us. Thank you for sticking with us, Essie. Shoot, CHUT, shoot. I have missed you, friend. And we're using a app called StreamYard to bring this content to you. Oh, there's Shoot. I see Shoot's comments now. Shoot has been with us. If you're still with us, Shoot, welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for coming for coffee and conversations. This is KendyK all day. And we've got our sister friend, Rhee, the Explorer's Life and Learning Hub. And Rhee, I told you the table is set. And because frankly, because you're my sister friend, we don't have to set the table. We can just be who we are. No pretense. We're just vibing. We're just having I'm having coffee and conversation, and Rhee has probably made the best choice with H2O and apple cider vinegar. I promise you I'm going to try that because I knew the health benefits of apple cider vinegar, but didn't know just put it in your water, right?
No.
And Rhee, you also, I've got to make sure I'm upping my water consumption. This is not my normal, this glass drinking for my water today with lemon and cucumber. I normally use a 20-ounce container, my Care Bear mug. And I try to do 2 or 3 of those a day, but you said you're drinking 5 liters a day. No wonder your skin is glowing. No wonder.
Yes, I do drink a lot. And yeah, thanks to remote work, sometimes it helps if you work from home. I think it's easier to maintain a high water or fluid intake than when you are always on the way or at the office. And so I really like the fact that I do spend a lot of time in home office, and so I can maintain that kind of lifestyle. But another, um, there are tricks I use to be able to drink that much by the end of the day. And
Okay.
I don't drink anything after 8 p.m. in the evening, so I don't wake up in the night. So,
Doesn't break your sleep. That's
yeah.
smart.
So, early in the morning, as I'm doing my morning ritual, actually, part of that ritual is I have a big mug of I just do some hot herbal tea, you know. So I brew the tea just very quickly, tea bags and hot water on them, and I bring it with me in the bathroom. Don't ask me why I bring a mug of tea in the bathroom, but I do. So
Mm.
while my meditation is running, playing in the background, I have my mug. Actually, a half a liter of tea, herbal tea. It's cooling down as I take a shower and as I do the makeup. I spend like 15 to 20, sometimes 30 minutes in the bathroom doing this ritual. So preparing myself, listening to my meditation, and drinking half a liter of herbal tea. And if I'm not able to do a half a liter of herbal tea, I quickly boil water and mix it. So lukewarm water, half a liter, and then I just sip through as I make up myself, because we spend some time anyway in the bathroom, and so I utilize that time to have my water or liquid intake.
Hmm.
And throughout the day, I really carry around my bottle, so
Yeah.
my backpack is always packed with the first thing I ensure it's inside there is water. Not even my computer. It's water.
Yeah.
I make sure I have a water bottle full of water, and I utilize any opportunity. Like if I know I'll be riding on a train for 1 hour, I prepare myself with the water such that by the time I get off the train, I have at least consumed a half a liter. And
Oh, wow.
whenever, yeah, whenever I get into a meeting, at work or at school, I have always targets. Like I have an hour or 2 hours to go. I bring along my half liter of water, and I ensure that by the time I get up to leave that that session, I have consumed that water. So water and liquid or whatever liquid consumption is always a part of my daily planning, and this didn't really happen overnight. It's a habit I've held since a long time. It's really yeah. I had some terrible traumas before where I didn't drink and eat enough of fiber and all those kind of things, and I suffered a lot. And I learned my lesson, and I made it a habit. It's really a habit of many years now, mm, something longer than 10 years now. So the longer you do it, the more you get used to that. Yeah.
You mentioned the train to get around as a people mover, and so totally West Coast. When as I'm going to back to the West Coast to work for um, a little bit here, pretty quickly here. Um, that's how I'll get up and down the coast. The West Coast is by train. And they've got the fast train. I'll take the fast train from Portland up to Seattle. And then I've got the slower train if I'm going from Portland. PDX is my main airport. And I'll take the slow train, the Cascade down to like Eugene, Oregon, and places like that in between. So I use the train a lot on the West Coast, and not at all in when I'm in Tennessee. Not at all when I'm in Tennessee. So again, I see so many similarities, and so yeah, sister friend Rhee the Explorer is our sister friend, and we're learning more about how Rhee navigates life in Switzerland as a professional woman. Wow, Rhee. Um, you tell me, Rhee, you've got a lot of friends dropping in. Zaid and brother Zaid, I hope I'm saying that right. If not, give us a few phonetics there, and I will do my best. I'll do my best because names are important and pronunciation of names are important. Stephanie 57 Journey is chiming in. Welcome in, Stephanie. Welcome in. And if I did not call your name, y'all, you are a part of our community. And thank y'all for joining us. There are endless possibilities for joining live streams and connecting with folks from around the world via YouTube. We Rhee the Explorer and Rhee the Explorer's Life and Learning Hub is joining us today in KendyK's kitchen, and just sister friends chatting it out, learning about each other, and talking about this thing called life, y'all. So thank y'all for joining us this morning. And if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to your girl. This is KendyK all day. I'm going to go back to the wheel. Is that okay, Rhee?
Yeah, yeah, it's
I'm gonna
fine.
try to go back to the wheel. Let's see if I do it right this time. I'm getting it. That's why I keep going back, because the more you do something, you'll learn it, right? It'll
Yeah.
become part of your routine, like the routine of drinking water. And I know that when I'm not hydrated, that's when some of that brain fog at my age comes into play. And so I'm try to start each day being very purposeful about my water intake for the day. Okay, let's see where the wheel is taking us today. What's next for this conversation? Working hard, Rhee. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about working hard for Rhee. We know that Rhee, you are a scholar in your studies, you are working professionally. Let's share, because you talked a little bit about your work professionally and your life in Switzerland that made you want to extend your work there in Switzerland. And Rhee has been in Switzerland since 2015. So tell us a little bit more, and maybe just reshare, because we talked about it at the very start of this interview, but some new friends have made their way in here. Y'all, welcome in, welcome in. This is KendyK. Talk a little bit about your work life, Rhee.
Yeah, work life. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Um, so since my work life started a while ago, I started working in Africa. Actually, I had a very interesting job in Africa, where I traveled from one country to the other. I don't want to mention names here, but I
Oh
worked
no,
for
don't you don't
an
have to.
international medical organization, and I was blessed really to go everywhere, like all over Africa, working. And so, just so you know, I got my basic training in Kenya, so as a nurse midwife. So I did both nursing and midwifery work.
Oh, helping people bring babies into the
Yes.
world.
Oh my gosh, I brought so many babies into the world, and a lot of them were named after me. Um, it's an amazing feeling. It's an amazing feeling. So when after finishing my studies as a nurse midwife, I chose to work more as a midwife than as a nurse. And then I worked a lot in Africa, so in many countries as a midwife, including in my own country. At some point, I transitioned into like project management. So I was leading teams of medical people, doing interventions, like doing medical interventions, treating people. And I worked mainly in places where there is no healthcare. So I worked really for people who had nothing, like in crisis areas where there was war, or post-war areas, or just areas that were poor without healthcare. And so I was leading teams to do the assessment of health needs, and really starting interventions. So starting up providing health services for those communities, and I feel so blessed that I was able to do that kind of work. And that's actually the work that exposed me to the outside world. While doing that work, I used to like travel a lot to Europe, in and out of Europe for trainings and courses, and yeah, all sorts of work related things. And then I realized that as a Kenyan and as a Kenyan trained in Kenya, working in Africa, I had a different kind of work ethics compared to some of the colleagues I met internationally. So internationally, I mean from Europe, from the US, from all around the world. And I got so curious. I'm usually a curious person in life. Yeah, that's just how I am. But I got so curious to know, how did these people really get trained to be able to work in that manner that is so different from how I worked. I don't mean I worked badly or unethically, but there was a difference between
Mhm.
how I worked and my work ethic. And I looked at my colleagues from Africa. Also, we shared a work ethic that was a little bit different from the work ethic of the people from other areas outside of Africa. I don't mean one was bad or good, but I was curious to get to know these other side of things. And that's what led me to taking courses in internationally, but I happened to take courses more in Europe. So I went to several European countries to take courses. I couldn't afford, so my organization used to pay for them,
Yeah.
and so I got the opportunity to get exposed to the external world, to have a different mindset. My mindset was okay, it was good, but it was nice to see another side, and I never stopped wanting to know more after getting to know the other side. And so that's really what led me to finding a long course, like a course program in Switzerland, which I did. And the more I gained new knowledge, and the more I gained a different perspective of work, the more I wanted to know more. And then it just happened that I had an opportunity to stay in Switzerland after my long course. Remember, I said that I came to Switzerland in 2000 and I think
15.
2000. Yeah, but before then, 2013, 14, I had
Mhm.
come to do a certain course, a long course, which actually gave me the opportunity, like, to stay here. And I moved here in Switzerland in 2015. Sorry, I'm saying 2015, 2015, for work, but also for private reasons.
Mhm.
And so I came here, and since I came, I realized, actually, as a curious person, as somebody from Africa, if I go into how I grew up in Africa, it will get long, my friends. So it's a long story, but I grew up without having access to many basic stuff. I went through education, and I think it was just luck. It was just by luck that I was really smart, and I was just going through education like
That
without.
wasn't luck, Rhee. You clearly you're in your studies now, and
Yeah.
for a PhD. Clearly, that was not luck. Um, you are in fact extremely intelligent.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like in the sense that I was able to go through because we pay for it, and
Oh,
we pay quite a lot of money to go to school. You need a lot of money, which my parents didn't have, but I somehow went through the schooling. And then when I came to Europe, I realized that education is free. So
mm,
education is free, and I know you guys, KendyK, you can tell us more. In the US, I think you pay your us off
yes,
education, free
yes.
education.
You pay. Education is not free, and the
Right.
rising cost of secondary education, getting college degrees, has grown astronomically. Astronomically, it's now big business, just like corporations.
Wow.
um, and folks are taking loans the size of home loans to
Yeah.
try to get educated.
Wow.
It's one of the many issues that our country is facing. So it is how. again, you're so in tune with what we do, even from across the world. And so, thinking about how do you pay for an education, and I did not know that you might have access to a low cost or no cost education from in what country? From England? Where did you say?
Uh, what's the question? Like low
You
cost
said that your
education?
studies were paid for. What country was that in?
In Switzerland and in Belgium. In
Okay.
Belgium, but in Europe, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I was
So,
not aware.
sorry, Candy.
It's the delay. I need to, Candy K, I need to wait.
Yeah, me
So
too.
in case there's a bit of a delay.
Yeah. So, just to proceed, so when I came to Europe, I realized education is free, and especially in Switzerland, education is like, oh my gosh, it's free, and people don't even want it. In Switzerland, you go through school like the first 12 years of school are mandatory, and afterwards you can do whatever you want. And here I am, I have my degree from Africa. I am just hoping and looking around to do a master's degree, which I couldn't afford in Africa. And here it's almost free. I seized the opportunity like no one's business. And that's how I got to do my master's degree in nursing here in Switzerland. I just had to like learn the German language so fast, so quickly, and use it to study. And I managed, by God's grace, I managed and with really, really good grades. And then it's through that master's degree that my professor of research identified my skill or my talent, and she just offered me a PhD just like that. Can you do a PhD in my research group? It's fully funded, it's everything. I just needed to say yes and get in, and here I am. I have been doing it since 2002 with some breaks, some private breaks in between my PhD. Just at the beginning of my PhD, some life changing situations happened in my life. One private life changing situation, another one is what I can share with you. My mom passed on, and then I had to take like a long break away from the PhD. And so that has delayed my progress, but it's going well. I'm finishing my academics actually in this month. Then I'll be left to write the thesis, which will take some time, but I see a progress. It's like I've done most of the work. Yes, thank you so much. So this is basically my work life in Switzerland. So before I have told you more about the academics, but I have also worked in Switzerland as a nurse. So during the time that I was doing the master's degree, I worked in the hospitals. I actually worked in three hospitals, and it's a whole lot of experience I gained. In one hospital, I worked. I experienced discrimination and even racism, and then it's one thing that I don't compromise with, and I had to leave. I left because I don't really tolerate that, because I was asked by my colleagues, Swiss nurses. Of course, they are not all Swiss nurses, because in Switzerland you have, in a typical nursing team, you have Swiss people and many other people from all around the world. So,
Mm.
so I may not only say Swiss nurses, but I experienced discrimination and some kind of racism from my nursing team, and so I quit because I don't tolerate it. Actually, my boss, or rather, is it came from my boss and my team. They told me that because I had been hired at the same level like them, I needed to prove that I am capable of working at that level. Otherwise, they would have preferred that I got a lower level than them, just just because I look the way I look, and I come from where I come. And so I said, come on, guys, I am not gonna prove myself. It's the last thing I will do to prove myself. And I quit.
Mm-mm.
Um, I went to
When God
another,
called you to nursing in Switzerland, He qualified you. He gave me all the qualifications that I need. I am not moved by the foolishness I'm
yeah,
experiencing at the hands of you humans.
yeah, no, I
No.
don't bow down to humans.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I moved on to another place, another hospital, which was really, really good. Um, the issue here was in that new hospital place that I got really one of the highest positions. It's like, yeah, and in this team we were three colleagues hired in that team of clinical nurse specialists. But I had so for you to qualify for that position, you needed to have a master's degree in nursing. But my colleagues didn't have it, but they had this position anyway.
But
Um,
they wanted you to be under them.
yes, of course, yes, of course, and
Make it make sense, right?
I
As that guy Mims, he's a YouTuber, as he says,
yeah,
make that make sense, make that make sense, right? What it was is they were intimidated because
yeah,
first of all, you are highly educated, and look at you, you're gorgeous, Rhee, you're gorgeous, right?
yeah. Thank you
Um,
so much, KendyK. And so as I never ever, it's one thing you'll never find me doing, bowing down to any human. I don't mean I am arrogant or proud, but I know my worth. And so I said, guys, I don't work like that. I quit. And the moment I quit, I keep getting the best. And so I quit and I got into teaching nurses at the master's level. And and I remember when I went to this university.
she's teaching the nurses now. That part.
And how I got into that, I remember it was a graduation ceremony for students behind me. So I had graduated and I went to attend a graduation ceremony for students who graduated behind after me. And I met the leader of the nursing master of nursing science program at that university where I got trained myself. And I just went, I approached him. I said, hey, sir, you know me. You know what I can do. You have taught me. You have been my teacher. You have been my director of, you have been the director of the program I took. You know my strengths and weaknesses. Can you hire me in your team? And he said, so I'm so happy you asked. I've been intending to ask you. And so, if you're interested, come on. We invite you for the interview. And I went through the interview and I got hired. And it's the best thing that ever happened in my life that I got to put my foot there and I enjoy teaching. I enjoy so much. I enjoy it's the best team ever, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Isn't that something how sometimes it can feel to us like God is closing a window, but it's only because He's about to open up a door and bless you with things that you don't have, with
yeah.
blessings upon blessings that you don't have room enough to receive. And you are certainly walking in your authority now. You are certainly walking in authority. God just elevated you right on past foolishness of your peers, and they weren't even your peers. They didn't even have the qualifications that you had. He just moved you up and out. And so wow. Wow. Thank you for sharing a little bit more about your work life, and that work life includes your work as a nurse and a in midwifery. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
And during that time, you've had so many friends. I've been kind of putting them up on the screen as I see new friends popping in here to say good morning to us. And I know that I saw Homebody Trish. popped in, and Homebody Trish has a little one. And Homebody Trish, I hope I'm not, well, she has videos about it, so I know I'm not sharing anything. Um, but she had her last baby at home. And so that made me think of you. That's a connection. So if you're not connected to Homebody Trish, she has a lifestyle channel as a mom. Her and her husband, they have many children. I want to say four, or is it five? But yes, so seeing how folks manage life and with families and with spouses, or not, because KendyK is single in the city, and it's a lot. It's a lot. And so I love talking to our sister friend, Rhee, the Explorer's Life and Learning Hub. Thank you. Fabi has been, and other Blue Jackets or mods have been steadily dropping your subscriber link in case you're not a subscriber to Rhee, the Explorer's Life and Learning Hub. And surely you know by now, if you're not a subscriber, this is KendyK all day. This is what we do over here, y'all. We're just in KendyK's kitchen, and I'm intentional to invite you into the kitchen because there's no pretense here. There's no pretense. We are just being who and what we are, and we're just sister friends talking it out, talking things out amongst ourselves, right? But all are welcome here, okay? All are welcome here, males and females, whomever you are, as long as you come with kindness and grace, you are welcome at KendyK's table. And so, y'all, thank y'all for joining and rocking with us today. The screen is literally telling me that I have more comments that I need to look at. Hummingbird has joining us. Eileen Stevens, a good shouldn't say good morning because it is morning for me in the US, but Rhee, our sister friend Rhee the Explorer, is joining us from Switzerland. And so Rhee's day is coming down to the evening hours, Rhee, coming down to the evening hours. Uh, we have a friend. Rhee, are you familiar with that friend? Do you know how to say that name?
I think, and I hope I'm not saying it wrongly. I think it's Goal of Rishi's. Rishi.
Rishis. I was
Yeah,
thinking something
yeah,
similar to that. So, friend,
yeah,
if you are listening,
yeah.
welcome in to KendyK all day, featuring our sister friend, Rhee the Explorer's Life and Learning Hub. So now we know a little bit why Rhee is also an educator, a nurse and educator, in addition to her research studies. Rhee, you got a lot going on over there, sister friends. You got a lot going on, and but again, God has qualified you for such a time as this. We also heard from um, My Health, My Wealth. I love that channel name. My Health, My Wealth. Thank you for joining us for this great conversation. Let's pop back over to the wheel, and depending on, there's some other things I want to make sure we're covering. And y'all drop in the chat. Y'all, Rhee's favorite color is orange. So if you want to show Rhee that, Rhee, we are rocking with your sister friend. Let's drop some orange chat, orange hearts for Rhee. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Let me try it again. Let me try it. Let me try it one more again. One more again. Oh, this is what I wanted. Let's take a few moments, Rhee, and let's talk about content creation. I'm a new YouTube content creator. Rhee is a new YouTube content creator in these YouTube streets. And it gets hard sometimes, right? I just celebrated 500 subscribers, and guess what? This is why I tell y'all, Rhee is my sister friend, even in Switzerland, because Rhee also celebrated just recently here, 500 subscribers. So my next goal is 750 on the road to 1K. On the road to 1K. Rhee, tell us, why don't we share one good thing about content creation, and then let's be honest, because I am noticing that we have some other content creators as part of this conversation. Would you share some of the honest truths about content creation as well?
Yes, I'm glad to do that. Yes, indeed. I'm a new content creator, just like you. By the way, I haven't really found time to celebrate my 500 subscriber. Yeah, but because I didn't have time, but I'm gonna celebrate it retrospectively. So wait for my dance. I will have to do that. And so now road to 1000. um yes, I started my journey really. I opened my very first YouTube account in 2021. But I had to kind of stop because my partner didn't want to see me holding my phone that long or getting into such kind of a thing. Um, but then I was quite shocked that somebody would try to prevent me from doing something I really wanted, and I took a step back, and I stopped to think like, hey, why would someone tell me not to do such kind of a thing? And then I realized I I was completely clueless. If you see the very first video posted on my profile, I think in 2021, you would laugh. I had no idea about camera dimensions, about a YouTube video. I had no idea. I thought I would take my phone, film something, post, and then I would get some money from YouTube. Honestly, that's what I thought in 2021. Imagine. And so I stepped back, and I started thinking about it. Why would someone want to kill my dream? First of all, I don't bow down. I said no. I would start YouTube anyway. As I mentioned briefly, I had some life-changing situations happening between 2021 all through to 23. So within that moment, I said I would step back, try to learn some tips and tricks about YouTube while I handle these situations in my life. And then I came back in November 2024, when I posted some videos consistently for like a week or two. Then over Christmas break, I had so much stress and I didn't do anything. And then I started towards the end of January 2025. So I may say that my journey on YouTube has started really in February 2025, because this is when it came out so clearly in my head. This is what I want to do. So I had studied a bit how I should do it. I made my calibrations on my phone, the camera settings ready to start shooting and posting. I educated myself about YouTube, about posting. I watched multitudes of videos just about in preparation to roll out my channel, and actually I forgot to like define a goal. Why? I had a big drive to set my YouTube content creation journey, but I didn't really have a clear goal, like what I should focus on and where I should go with it. So the goal part was lacking, but I said I would do it anyway. Um, I started really, and I realized that I have several interests. One of the interests, as you, so since we started this discussion with you, KendyK, all day, I think
Day,
you,
baby.
yeah, I think you and our audience and your audience now know a bit that I love teaching. And actually, without having a goal, it was just an unconscious decision to get onto YouTube and do videos, educational videos, like to educate about something. And my background as a nurse and as a midwife, actually having been all over Africa, I still have a big passion to educate, or like to share information that would potentially save a life of a girl child or a woman. I am so passionate about women. We have a male audience and everything, and I have nothing against men. I love men, but I am just so extremely passionate about women. I feel like
Women's
I,
health.
I
Women's
should
health. Yeah.
protect every woman. Yes, because I think there's a lot at stake for women. And
Yes.
so women's health.
Especially
And
women's maternal health.
yes,
The outcome for women, and
yeah,
especially women of color,
yeah,
um, is totally disproportionate.
yeah,
So many women of color die
yeah,
during the birth process. And so I can feel your heart and your passion for that work. You're going to see some wine glasses down there. You're going to see some champagne and some bubbly being passed through the chat because we are celebrating you. Rhee, did
thank you
y'all
so
hear
much.
what this beautiful queen just said? All the things that she said. She does all of these things and is seeking in her studies and in her
Yeah,
research. She has not even had time to celebrate 500 subscribers. So we're having a little party because it doesn't take much for KendyK to have a celebration. So this little celebration is for you, Rhee. Y'all see why I call Rhee the Explorers Life and Learning Hub. She is, in fact, my sister friend in Switzerland. And so welcome, 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 and enjoy that, Rhee. Enjoy that. And I couldn't agree with you more, sister. Content creation, it's an emotional high when you reach 500 subscribers. We also saw that Queen's Alchemy has joined us in the celebration with you and of you, Rhee, the Explorer's Life and Learning Hub. Y'all now see why Rhee loves to teach and even using her channel. She's got a lot of simulation content. And y'all check Rhee's channel out. And y'all, one of the favorite, let me tell you the video that made me hit subscribe for on Rhee's The Explorer's Life and Learning Hub. Rhee was just taking a walk and I was just enthralled at what I was seeing. The views were amazing. So it reminded me of being in the Pacific Northwest. Because it was like a hiking walk, a little bit of a hiking walk. But when you would come out and I would see that view behind you, I said, "Oh my, subscribe, subscribe." So yeah, y'all read the Explorer's Life and Learning Hub. Rhee's got some great content already built on her channel. So y'all check Rhee out. If you are one of my blue jackets, please drop Rhee's link into the chat so that folks can connect with Rhee. And y'all, what a great community. I love that we are bringing both of our communities together. This is KendyK all day. And also Rhee's community has joined us for this great coffee and conversation this morning. And yeah, content creation is not for the faint of heart. Everyone has a journey, and there are very few who shoot straight to the top and and are immediately monetized and never look back. That is but oddly, that is what most folks think, that anybody can create a YouTube channel, and that's not true either. There's a certain personality, and you've got to have folks who are willing to subscribe to you and commit themselves to your content. And you've got to be doing something that appeals to someone. You don't have to be everybody's cup of tea flavor, but you've got to be doing something and talking about something, sharing something, imparting, learning in some way, so that friends will want to keep watching and continue watching. And so, yeah, and the journey is different from every one of us, isn't it? That journey is different for every one of us. I'm so glad. But even this week, as I was interviewed by Queen's Alchemy on her channel, I believe that was on Monday or Tuesday of this past week. It's been such a long week, right? For all of us. Thank God. Thank God it is Friday. But yeah, I learned a little bit enough about StreamYard to try to use it for this interview with you, Rhee. And Rhee, I believe Rhee, you said this is your first time using
Yes.
StreamYard, right?
Yes, it's it's
Yeah,
it's very
so we're
good.
on a journey, y'all. We are new YouTube content creators. Y'all, thank you for rocking with both of us. We appreciate you all so much. The chat is all lit up. I'm going to scroll down. Go ahead. Is there anything else you want to share about content
Yeah,
creation? What are you
yes.
envisioning for your channel? Do you've got any new content dropping soon? Go
Uh-huh.
ahead, Reed,
Yeah,
whatever you
so
want to share.
yeah. So one thing I wanted to share that I could it could be probably helpful for somebody is that really it's not an easy journey. I I I didn't know the amount of work that is needed before I really joined. Before I started YouTube, I underestimated the amount of time that one needs to put in. And I just realized that with all my busy life, with all the things that I'm doing, I would never have managed to really keep pace without having employed the help of an AI. You know, first of all, I started really with in a chaotic situation. I really wanted to start, and I wanted to give it. Like I didn't want to start and reach somewhere and say, "Oh, I can't do it." But then I thought I could have the help of AI, where it quickens or it makes the video generation process faster. Of course, I generate scripts myself. Those scripts, when you listen to those videos, they are really really personalized. I draw on my experiences in Africa, in Switzerland, everywhere, because everywhere I go, even here in Switzerland, I realize that there's injustice done to women, whether they are women of color or or not, or white women. Injustice is done to every woman, and so you realize that this touch is usually in my videos. So I'm using AI to generate my videos, but I do the scripts, and all AI helps me is to generate the video, but I invest a lot of time to change the scenes, and I really invest a lot of time there. But I use less time than if I had to do a video and edit myself. So just because of my busy schedule, but that has actually that has actually delayed my growth. I had so many views on my videos, but I wasn't getting any subscribers. For a long time, I I really could get like 5,000, 10,000. One video went up to like over 19,000 videos,
Wow.
but yeah, sorry, views. I mean views, not videos. Yeah, but I got very very few people subscribing. Like I could see the analytics. So many people, like thousands of people, passed by my channel, but zero subscribed. And I realized actually, and I heard it from you, KendyK, all day, that you also started your journey with faceless videos, and really, I must really say that it's true that faceless channels, I think they impede growth. They don't let you grow fast,
I
because
agree.
I saw it for myself. I wasn't getting anyone really subscribing. And I was just thinking people don't really relate. They like the content, they view a lot, but they don't relate. They don't have the face. They can't attach a face, a personality to the videos, and that's why after a long time of no growth, I was posting, I was getting some good amount of views, but at some point the views started dropping. Really, I posted a very good video, and all I got was 55 views. I almost went into a depression, really.
Mm.
And I was like, should I continue? I was really going through a process of contemplating dropping out, but then I know all the work that I've done so far would go to waste if by the end of the year I am nowhere. And then, as always, um, as always, I'm always guided by a being, by God, because I just don't know, but I bumped into somebody subscribed to my channel. Actually, two people. I don't know if it's right to mention their names, but I think they are people in our communities. I think,
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead and shout out a couple of channels or content creators. No problem. Ree, you're my sister friend. It's
thank you so
totally
much.
okay.
Okay, yeah, I first met this channel called um Explorer Rinks. Explorer Rinks is a content creator in India. She's doing a travel content creation, and then she actually was giving me a shout out because I met her and our personalities just really resonated. I subscribed and I watched a lot of her videos. I still do,
Mhm.
and she was always giving a shout out on her videos about me, and I got a lot of people from her subscribing to my channel. And one day, Nelly Adi, I think a lot of people on this street in our community know Nelly Adi. That's
Mhm.
her channel name.
Nelly just
She
made it to 1,000
Yes,
subscribers.
yes,
Go,
we
Nelly.
celebrated
Go, go,
5,000
go.
recently. Yeah, Nelly. She's such a sweet one. She came to my channel, commented, and we connected, and she kept watching, and then things started rolling. As soon as I met Nelly, she I went into her life, and then she actually introduced me to her community. And you can't believe what I'm about to say. That community Nelly introduced me to, including Explorer Rinks, you know, people watched my videos, subscribed, continued watching. When I went to sleep, I didn't get up with minus subscribers on my channel. That was the first time. And
Oh,
one
you were
night,
losing subscribers.
yes, I was losing subscribers. In one day, I would lose like 20, like 10. I even there was a day I lost 30, and I was like, hey, I stagnated at 350 for over a month. And that's when I almost got into a depression, and that's when I met Nelly and Explorer Rinks, and my life changed. My YouTube life changed because these people subscribed because they did the right thing. They subscribed and then they watched, and they are actually, I came to learn that in this community, they have true or legitimate YouTube accounts, because I think
Yeah.
some of the
Yeah,
people
we,
that
we we don't do
subscribe
that. We
to
don't
me,
do that funny business. We
yeah,
don't do that funny
yeah,
business.
yeah,
If you believe in someone's content, you should subscribe.
yes,
And
yeah,
if you don't want to subscribe for whatever reason, some people watch or access YouTube from their televisions, some from these lovely computers in our hand, from these smartphones. But
yeah,
y'all, please engage. Please. Ree loves orange hearts. Let me remind
yeah,
you, Ree the Explorer loves orange hearts. So let's drop Ree some orange hearts in the chat. And Ree, you connect with folks, y'all. As content creators, what my number one pro tip would be, don't try to go it alone, right? There is a world of new content creators out there, and it's the emotional highs and lows of being a new YouTube content creator. Go ahead, Ree. Go ahead and finish your thought.
yeah. So I started seeing this growth in views, but also in subscriber counts, and people would subscribe today, But then I would see, like, the following days, I would just see messages of people watching my videos and commenting, and then they introduced me to something called live streaming. I was so clueless. I didn't know about all these things, and they really pushed me. Explora Rinks and Nelly Adi, they pushed me. They said, just go live, even if you don't post anything, just go live. And then I started going live, and also joining people's lives. Actually, I thought it's the best thing that can happen when you join people's lives. You get to know the people. You really get to know the people, because you enter a live and somebody says hi, hello. It's like you're being welcomed into somebody's home. It feels so
Welcome to
great. It
Candy
feels
K's
so real.
Kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels so real, and there you connect really authentically with people, and when those people subscribe, they stay and they support you. And so that's how I have been growing. If you can see, really, I have started growing in the last few weeks, maybe 3 weeks since I met this community. My numbers are just skyrocketing, and so I have to be honest here. I go into people's lives. I connect with people, and people get to know, get to see the name. Sometimes I get shout outs, and people get to know about this. So one of the growth strategies is really joining a community and being consistently visiting those communities. You get to be discovered, and people get to know you as an authentic person, and they believe in you. They subscribe and they support, they watch your videos. And I think subscribing only doesn't help. Watching and subscribing is what really counts, and I'm happy that I found a community that does the right thing. And so that's really how I have managed to grow so far. And one thing that I'm gonna change on my channel is the use of AI to produce videos. I think I will, because I'm still struggling with time until I finish the whole thing of PhD. I will
Yeah,
have to
like you're literally getting a yeah. I think that's a pretty honest statement that you're going to struggle with navigating the time. Go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, and so I will continue using AI, but clone my own voice,
Mhm.
and try to combine AI and showing face in those videos, and I realize that a lot of my audience, including you, KendyK, all day, you like seeing the scenery, like the videos done outside, and then I think I will do. My plan is really to start integrating those ones, because it doesn't take so much to do those. Like I can combine physical activity and video recording. I have to say that at this moment I'm really not thinking about quality. I know it matters so much, but
Mhm.
I think just being pragmatic with the amount of time at stake, I will really not invest so much in quality. I know that hurts, but that's the reality. That's really the reality. So
I agree.
so yeah, I have learned so many lessons by now, and I keep learning every day, and I'm sure that I have found the right community, and and that's how I'm growing, and that's how I know that all of us will grow. And in this community, actually, I really love, because people are not selfish. People think like, and there's no competition. It's just like we are looking at how many subscribers do you have. And if I see that Queen's Alchemy is almost hitting 1000, then I know that I should focus on watching her playlists, because she has to also perform on the side of the hours. And so this is the kind of support that I find in these communities, that people support all round, in
Yeah.
all aspects, and there's no competition. It's just like, let's all grow together. And I
Let's
and
all rise together. Isn't that a
yeah,
beautiful thing? Let's just
yeah,
all rise together. And
yeah,
I'm so glad that you mentioned Queen's Alchemy. Queen's Alchemy has been in these YouTube streets doing exactly some of the things you mentioned. So I dropped that pro tip in, but that was based on what you just said, Ree.
Yeah.
And that is, as a YouTube content creator, y'all don't forget to keep connecting with others. Um, and just by you connecting and interacting and supporting other people's channels, that will help you to grow
Yep.
your community, right? So don't forget to do that. It is so important. And you get to learn some new things. And I've learned so much from folks like Queen's Alchemy. And Queen's Alchemy, it has really been grinding it out and working so hard. And y'all, I don't know if it looks easy, but I'm telling you, just like Rhee mentioned, it is not easy. It
Yep.
is not easy. And it takes so many hours behind the scenes, in front of our cameras, and all of those things. Now, I know that both of us are using laptops today because we're checking out this new software piece with what is this called? StreamYard. And but primarily, I primarily record using that $1,000 iPhone. I have an iPhone 15, not the newest one, but I have an iPhone 15 Pro. And I believe you also primarily record with your cell phone. Is that right, Ree?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I primarily, I can't speak anymore.
Me
I
either.
yeah, primarily use an iPhone 15 Pro Max, just like you.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And for live streaming, I tried using the laptop, and it messed me up several times. And now I really focus on using my iPhone,
Yeah,
just the one, and investing in equipment is secondary to me. I
not right
have
now. Not right now.
minimal, yeah, and this is also one thing that I like. I don't know. Um, Maybe there's one person I know in my audience. There are people who ask me like, which gadgets do you use? Which lights do you use? Do you have ring lights? Do you have, I don't know what? I don't have anything, and I was just thinking, I do it in the most pragmatic way because if it works, it works, and
So you're
as
telling
long
us
as
all that glow, like you're literally glowing. That's just natural, y'all.
yes,
Oh,
all things natural.
yes, sister friend. Yes, yes. Look, Ree, you are
Yeah.
glowing. You
Yeah.
are
Oh,
glowing.
okay.
Well, KendyK's got a ring light right in front of me, but it's not on the bright white setting. I like it on the natural setting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to me, it's just enough because I can't have all those bright lights in my eyes because yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I work all day and my eyes are I'm a seasoned woman, so they're
Yeah.
getting a little tired. They get tired at the end of the day, and I don't need all those and the blue lights from our screens, from our phones, all of that. So give your body time to rest and recover, even as we are on the YouTube content creation journey. So
Yeah.
wow, so we've learned a lot. We've talked about a lot. I see some friends. I'm just trying to make sure that I throw up some of your friends on this so that you can
Yeah.
see your the communities are coming together. If you're not a subscriber, y'all consider subscribing to your girl. This is KendyK all day, and we have our sister friend Rhee, the Explorers Life and Learning Hub, joining us. Y'all, we're going to take Rhee. You tell me where you are. Do you have about another 10 to 15 minutes, or
Yes.
where are we as far as time?
Yes. 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 I do have time. Up to 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay, let's
Mhm.
just take about another 15 minutes because KendyK, I was just looking around here on the table here in the kitchen. KendyK forgot to take her Zyrtec, so y'all excuse me for my allergies.
No worries, KendyK. That's important too. It's good
Yeah,
you
make sure you
remember.
don't forget your medications. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Y'all, let's do a drink check. Let's do a drink check. KendyK is sipping on some good old H2O with cucumber and lemon. Ree, what are you sipping on?
I'm sipping on water with apple cider vinegar. This is a half-liter bottle, glass bottle, and I added 1 tablespoon full, 1.5 tablespoon spoons full. I
Okay.
can't talk. I need to drink. Yeah, time to drink now. So it's amazing. It's tasty, and I love the smell and the taste. So
Yeah. So Rhea is giving us a reminder to hydrate, 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 hydrate. KendyK is also sipping on some coffee. This is my third cup of caffeinated coffee. I don't prefer decaffeinated coffee, so if my alternative is decaffeinated coffee, I just won't drink it. So
yeah,
I'm drinking coffee with a bit of cream, and that's why I had to go down to 1 cup of coffee a week. But this week, I already told you, I'm just being very transparent. Life is lifing this week, and so this is my third cup of coffee with cream for the week. But I'm doing much better, and I'm substituting with tea, caffeine-free tea, and the warm tea also satisfies me. But I want a little coffee for Friday because it's kind of my little victory dance. I made it. I made it. We made it to Friday, and
yeah.
but for the grace of God, we made it. Thank you. Um, so, what are y'all sipping on? That's what I wanted to get to. Our friends in the chat. Here's a way for you to engage with us. If you want to see your name big and bold on the screen, go ahead and tell us what you're sipping on. How are you staying hydrated? It's 5 o'clock somewhere, so you can sip on adult beverages as long as you're over 21 or 18, depending on your municipality. So, y'all tell us what you're sipping on. I see a couple of new friends. I'm just trying to make sure everybody can see themselves. And because we love our very supportive community, we've gotten so much love on this live today. Rhee, so much love from males, females, from everybody, from humans.
Yeah.
Thank you for being good humans in this space. We welcome you. We welcome you into our communities. If you're looking for a warm community, KendyK all day. And also Rhee the Explorers is our special guest. She's our sister friend doing life in Switzerland. Can you believe that? Doing life in Switzerland. First of all, I didn't even know women of color were in Switzerland. Um, hadn't even thought about visiting Switzerland, but some of the videos and you're saying this is some of your newest content, is starting to show me places that I want to visit. Y'all, I'm pulling together videos from in September of 2024. I took a trip with two of my friends to Greece, and we went to Mykonos. We went island hopping, Mykonos, Santorini, and then ended the trip in Athens, Greece. And I want to share that content so that'll be kind of a new little playlist that I'm compiling right now, working on it, and then recording the voiceovers and all of that go with it. So y'all look forward to that content from KendyK. But today we're having coffee and conversation with Rhee, the Explorers Life and Learning Hub. And I'm going to check through the chat and see if we have any new friends that I've not shared, because I know a lot of these friends are also content creators. So I want to make sure that you all can
Yeah.
connect with each other, and y'all connect. Because, like, for instance, we have been using this wheel today, and you can just Google for it. It's called the wheelofnames.com. It's free. And I used it when I did because KendyK is all about a party. KendyK is all about a party or a celebration. We're celebrating on KendyK all day. We are celebrating every win. Okay, so I had a month of giveaways. When I reached 100 subscribers, small victories. We're celebrating all of them, everyone along the way, until we get to 1,000 subscribers. And so I used it again a week or 2 or 3 ago at my 500 subscriber party. But then it was Queen's Alchemy, another content creator, who gave us a new way. At least it was new to me, because y'all really think about it. not much is new under the sun. Not much is new under the sun, and we have to work smart. And so Queen's Alchemy used this during an interview, and I think we made for a fun interview format today, Queen. Um, to our sister friend Rhee, the Explorer's Life, just a different way to go through the different topics that we want to talk about. And I'm glad that our very last topic was, in fact, content creation, because you're right, Rhee. We are both new content creators, and the journey, it's very rewarding. I think that's why I know it's rewarding for me. And I've
Yeah,
learned so much, and I still have so much to learn. And so I'm enjoying it though. But there are the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of content creation, the worries. And yeah, I try not to overthink it, because every time I've been in a low place and wondering, is anybody going to log in? Is anybody watching? Do they
yeah,
enjoy me? Do they enjoy the content?
yeah,
What's wrong? I go to sleep and I give it to the Lord, and I wake up, and those have been some of my biggest increases in subscribers. Or I see, I told you, I posted over Easter, I posted the end of a pan of cornbread. So if this was my little cornbread pan, my little loaf pan for cornbread, I had already cut the cornbread, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? I forgot to take a picture. I forgot to capture some video of the cornbread coming straight out of the oven and melting the butter on top. So I went and took the picture of the other end of the cornbread, so it looked like the whole loaf of cornbread. That video had, that little short got over 6,000 views
wow.
off of a pre-cut pan of cornbread. Who knows? We don't know what this algorithm is trying to teach us, how to do things. But something that Rhee said earlier, as we close up the conversation on content creation, Rhee said something, and it made me think about adding that tip just to share with other content creators. If you do have what you consider underperforming videos, if you put your heart and soul into something, and it did only get a few views, we all have those videos. First of all, that is very normal. But one thing you can try, and I have started really doing that, when a video is not really just even getting just a minimum number of what you know to be what's normal for you and your channel, use AI to retitle the video. Okay. And it can be as simple, when I say use AI, you can chat GPT it. I can ask Siri. This is what I asked Siri: suggest another title for a YouTube video about cornbread. It's going to bring up a whole bunch of titles. And y'all, all of those will be SEO optimized. SEO stands for search engine optimized. It's as simple as that. And if you still don't know what I'm talking about, y'all, all you have to do, whatever, y'all, there is nothing new under the sun. Please don't get it twisted. Please get over yourself. Any content that you've created has been created thousands of times over already on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But you're
Hmm.
just simply creating that content for your community. But go ahead and look through YouTube. Get out in these YouTube streets and see what other hashtags people who are creating similar content are using, and include those hashtags in your description. That's another pro tip from
Yeah.
KendyK all day. Rhee, I'm going to let you um, share as we get ready to close and come down from this place. Whatever you want to share with us, Rhee. This is Rhee the Explorer's Life and Learning Hub, our sister friend in Switzerland. Go ahead, Rhee.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. First of all, I see a lot of people from my core community here,
Mhm.
and some of them actually like this pinned comment, Sony DWS. I think I connected with him or her today, and look, he's here already. These are really I want to give a shout out to all of those who have subscribed to me, who are here. I can't like see everybody because, of course, I'm concentrating on on our interview. But I'm thankful.
I'll pop folks up. You go ahead and talk. I'll keep
For,
popping
yeah,
folks up.
yeah. I saw one of the people here asking. I think it was hummingbird. Like, what do I do in my what do I do for fun? And I thought this is one of the things that I plan to speak about, or I thought I would speak about. So for fun, so I have uh, maybe she asked because yeah, she asked because I've been talking about work life and all that kind of thing.
Hmm.
I do sometimes have fun too. Oh, or maybe I address it. I don't know. Yes, 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 yes. I do some activities like jogging. I love going into the forest, just walking in the forest, hiking up mountains. I love swimming as well. So I do and reading. Nowadays, I don't read physical books just for the mere lack of time. I listen to books, and
Hmm.
so those are some of the fun things I do. Not so much. I also wanted to probably just to close um, to let people know a bit about me, my other life. So I've spoken so much about living in Switzerland. I live in Switzerland and I'm a citizen of Switzerland. So I met the qualifications to become a resident. So, like, I have two nationalities now. I'm a Kenyan Swiss, and I have double citizenship. I can live comfortably in Switzerland, but also in Kenya. So this part of life is cool. Very soon, in a few months, in summer, I will be going to Kenya, and I can't wait to like bring some content about my village, like where I lived. I grew up in a small village in Kenya, really remote, with almost nothing, and I love going back there. Of course, I'll be filming. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward because I feel I have a community with which I am so connected, to which I'm so interlinked, and it's important to know a little bit of those details, like what are our origins, who are we really, what has made us who we are. So you expect some content from my village, my remote village in Kenya, as I continue bringing you some more content about Switzerland. Um, what else did I want to tell people to get to know me? Yeah. My head, my head is it's really foggy at the moment. Um, I had something important. So allow me to look into my notes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, you let me know when you're ready. I'll pop in, and I want to make sure that I say this on this Friday. One,
yeah.
do something courageous this weekend and give someone a little bit more grace. Go ahead, Rhee. You found it. You got it back in your head.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. I also wanted to say something towards this perspective, your perspective. What I've learned so far on YouTube is that really every day, we are all after a certain goal on YouTube. My goal is to get monetized soon because I'm giving myself something like 5 to 8 years to be completely self-employed.
Yeah.
And so
Me
I'm
too.
really,
Rhee.
oh wow.
Me too. I love
Yes,
that
I
for us.
want
I
I
love that
really,
for us, Rhee. I love that
yes.
for us.
And my dream is to live the best life, like really off grid in a lush garden full of fruits and vegetables, and all we do throughout the day is meditate, juice, massage, relax, and that's the life I want to create. I know it doesn't come just like that. I really want to create it, and I give myself 5 to 8 years to create that. And so I think knowing that I would really like to create, we are a community already, and I would like really to have this dream within this community realized. So I wanted to tell that do something good to someone, and when you do something, and I've done it in this community, like I woke up and I watched someone's playlists without really having been asked, or just thinking only positive, and just wanting good to happen to that person. And you can't imagine what happened to me. I just walked into someone's life, and then the person I didn't even know starts to play my play. So I on
Oh,
these streets, I think do something good without expecting anything from anyone. But every day ensure you have done something substantial to someone, because we all want to win. And that's what I do. And I live by that. I don't go to bed without having played a long video, someone's long video, or at least a playlist for somebody. And I see all this good coming back to me in very many different ways I never could expect, without expecting anything from the person. So I just want every day count the good that you have done to yourself and to somebody else. This is not a philosophical discussion, but really I live by these kind of values, and I see the benefit. That's what I wanted to end by saying.
Rhee, I just opened this. I opened this little thought. It's called a thoughtful, and I opened it, and this is why I call Rhee my sister friend. It reads like this: You are not only good yourself, but you are the cause of goodness in others.
Wow.
To me, that just affirms everything that you just said. And that's what I would like for my YouTube channel to be. That's what I feel like your YouTube channel is as well, is just creating just a little bit of goodness, because there's a lot of vitriol, there's a lot of hate in these YouTube streets. And over here, KendyK all day, I want some goodness here. This is a safe space. So please, if you're not rocking with me yet, if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to your girl. This is KendyK all day. And thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my subscribers. I thank you for joining this live stream, and thank you for watching my content. Thank you for connecting. I appreciate you. And I want to make sure that I wish happy Mother's Day to all who consider themselves to be a mother or other mother, because Patricia Hill Collins talks a lot about mothers, but and being super mothers, but she also takes the time and makes the time in her research to talk about the other mothers. And that means that you saw a need to mother a child or mother someone, just be a support for another human. And in that sense, you might be an other mother. You are, in fact, an other mother. So honor some women in your life, if that is your fancy. And y'all keep on keeping on. I wish you all a happy Friday, and I wish you health and wealth. If you go somewhere in the car, please put on your seatbelt. And y'all go in grace, go in peace, and let's put some goodness out into the world. What am I doing today, this weekend for fun? What do I do for fun? Well, it is fun for me because I'm going to the farmers market, because that is my happy space, because I love being outside. I love being outside. I'm working in my front yard and my backyard. So I'm trying to get flowers planted, watering the grass. Y'all, I love that. I love that. It's calming to me. It's a way to relax. Tell you what, I'm not doing for fun this weekend. I will not be watching Sinners at the theater because KendyK doesn't like scary movies. And so the thought of seeing a horror movie does not appeal to KendyK. So, y'all, this is KendyK all day. Rhee, you look like you want to share something else to the friends. Rhee's gonna have the last word because Rhee is our sister friend from Switzerland. Go ahead, Rhee.
Yes, thank you so much, KendyK, for hosting me today. Um, I'm really pleased. This is the very first one on YouTube. And as you can see, it's the first time being interviewed, and it's the first time using this fancy StreamYard thing.
It's
And
only
thank
my
you so
third
much
time,
for
Rhee.
setting setting everything up. And it's been an amazing interview. I feel so good. And I feel we had an engaging discussion. This is really cool. Excuse me for my stone face. I think sometimes I don't help. I can't help it. This shows the seriousness I put into this discussion, into this interview, that I am not really smiling a lot, or I don't look relaxed, but that's really my nature. I give everything so much importance, and this shows with my body language. It's a little bit official. But
But
I'm
Rhee,
extremely
it's who you
comfortable.
are. And guess what?
Yeah.
Over 500 people like what Rhee is putting out in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it, sis. Don't worry about it at all. Whatever you're
Yeah.
giving us, and you're giving us a whole lot of
So
good things, Rhee. So you're doing just fine. You are doing just fine. Y'all, for
yeah.
me, I know Rhee talked a little bit about this too. When we were, as we finished this live, talking about a little bit about content creation and what that feels like. This is my fun. That is one of the reasons why I wanted to start a YouTube channel because, yeah, I'm a woman of a particular age. I only said it once, I think. I'm a
Yeah.
woman of a particular age, and I wanted to learn a social media. And to me, for me, that was YouTube. And I do, in fact, I have so much yet to learn about YouTube. And learning is fun for me.
Yeah.
I am a learner by nature. I'm an avid reader, but with my eyes, my tired eyes, I now use a lot of Audible books as well. So yeah, I'm learning a lot, and YouTube is so fun. It's so fun to create content for me. It is so fun to create content. Um, KendyK is a girly girl. KendyK is out here shopping, but nowadays I do a lot of ordering, too much ordering, and so yeah. So that's why you don't get any fancy clothes for KendyK because that's work. That's work, KendyK. That's work life, KendyK. But this isn't work for me. This is my happy space, being on YouTube, connecting with my sister friend Rhee, the Explorers Life and Learning Hub is my happy space, and in my sister friend in Switzerland. And
Yeah.
so we're gonna stop there. Go ahead, Rhee.
Uh,
This is it, y'all. Rhee's got one final tidbit. Go ahead,
yeah.
sister.
Yes. I am so glad. I see a lot of my subscribers, or I call them
I
my
think we have a lot of the
yeah.
same subscribers, which is great. It
Yeah,
makes perfect
yeah,
sense.
yes, it's great. And this is community. Actually, we have one community, and I would just like to urge anybody who hasn't yet subscribed to this fancy Candy K all day uh, to consider doing that. I would appreciate. I was so happy when you celebrated your 500 subscriber, and
Thank you.
I made some mental calculations. Like in 2 months, you should be celebrating 1,000, and that's really what I
I
wish for
received
you
that. I received that.
sincerely. And I think through this community, that's possible. That's possible because I can't just explain how my growth is exponential. But I see really a lot of new people here, some of which I connected with today, only today, and they're here. I really appreciate. And I just also would urge you, if you haven't subscribed, please consider, because I think there's a lot of good stuff that can be shared, that we share, and it's just a beautiful community. The community part of this is what I love most. So I can't really wait that everybody is part of this community. It's part of your community. So thank you very much, and I do wish all the best to all the mothers, or those who consider themselves mothers or mothers to be, and in general all the women and men. Of course, there are no
Yeah.
women without men. I mean, we are all connected to men somehow,
Yeah.
and so I wish everybody really a good weekend, and yeah, catch you later. As I always say, I'm sure I will catch you somewhere on someone's life today or sometimes to come. Yeah, so have a nice time. Thank you so much, KendyK.
Y'all, goodbye for now. Goodbye for now. Y'all take good care.